we don't want to continue with no long talking because on the line in the show we have the one, the only South London's finest. That's the title you're getting now, Rich. South London's finest, the midnight train, Richard Riakporhe.
Press the button, son. Now you have to turn it up. We can't hear it, bro. Turn it up.
Wait, you can't hear it? Hold on. Wait, let me turn this up. Wait.
Thank you very much. Press it one more time. Thank you very much.
How you doing, Rich?
Yeah, I'm good, I'm good still, man. Just chilling. I just come to pick up one of my family members at the airport. And
okay.
But I had to jump on the show, you get me?
What were they better coming to watch the fight yesterday and got a late flight?
Yeah.
I know. Typical Nigerians, isn't it?
Yeah. You know the vibes.
Definitely. But listen.
Just joking. There's no racial divide here. We're all one family.
Listen. How do you assess your performance last night, Rich? And how do you feel?
Yeah, I think I think I could have done a bit better. You know what I mean? I'm a harsh critic to myself.
Somebody press the button. I beg you, press the button.
I said that on the show.
I said
those exact words.
Yeah, a lot of people say, I did excellent, whatever, and I was patient, but there were some shots I was trying to get off. But to be fair, Deoin is very tricky. Very tricky. He's elusive. He's there, but he's not there at the same time. His footwork goes, it's crazy. It's like he was going in and out of stances and stuff sometimes. It's weird. But it was good, because obviously you can see what I was trying to do, man. I was just lining them up for the shot. And we landed it. That was the main thing. I wasn't even trying to box with him after a while. It was just no point.
What I noticed and what I was at when you messaged me, when we messaged each other this morning, I was actually going to go into it. I can see that the way it looks to me is that you're trying to implement, or it's like you're learning so much daily that when you're actually in the ring, it's like you're thinking on the job. You want this thing to be clinical and classy. Yeah. And I was saying, bruv, Rich, just go in there. When you dropped him, I was like, bruv, just go there and bang this brother out. But it shows a lot of maturity that you're not, because listen, the less you get hit, the longer you last in the sport of boxing.
Absolutely.
And I can see that you're a young, studious man trying all the things you're being taught by Angel Fernandez. And listen, you're winning, you're coming out there healthy, you're dropping your parents or you're picking up family members the next day with no bumps and bruises on your face. So that's what it is. And tell us a bit about, the relationship you have with Angel and how that's going.
Yeah, the relationship with Angel is great. Angel is obsessed with boxing. He's a proper obsessive. He's always watching. He's just like Spence, just like Tunde. He's just always
Stop 1 second. Nobody's like me. That's a disrespect.
This guy is unbelievable. Carry on, Spence. Carry on, Rich.
I'm joking, Rich. Continue, bro.
Boxing historian, and that's how I refer to Spence. But you see, Angel, he knows about so many different types of fighters, different style of fighting. And he tells me to watch like Latin fighters, American fighters. Never used to do that, but now I really follow like fighters like Finito Lopez, fighters like Julio Cesar, Chavez, yeah, all them different type of styles. And it's all about just picking some things because they might help you with your style, help you to think in different ways, help you to add to your game in different ways. And I just see what they're doing, same as Canelo. All these different fighters, man. So it's really interesting. And every time I'm seeing him on the social, I'm seeing him on Snapchat, he's always got boxing up. And me as a professional fighter, I wasn't even watching boxing at a time. Spence, I was chatting to Spence. Spence is telling me about fighters. I'm like, bro, I don't even know any of the fighters that you mentioned. Like, and it's embarrassing. I'm supposed to be a professional fighter. So when I started watching the boxing more and more, and I started to realize, it's like, it's in your subconscious mind. It's like
there you go.
To react different ways.
Talk of the thing, please.
Spence told me back in the days. I don't even know if you remember Spence, but you told me to leave boxing on in the background. I never forgot about that. I leave boxing on in the background now, even if I'm not even watching it. You hear things, you hear certain things, and It just
don't tell them
goes in
too
your
much
mind.
secrets,
Yeah.
Rich.
It's
Don't
deep.
tell them,
It's
bro.
deep still.
Don't tell them,
It's
bro.
deep.
These are
It's
family
deep.
secrets that you letting go.
Yeah.
Now,
Come on.
end of the day, that's a massive compliment. Because I remember when I told you that's when you came down to Sky, and you was on ringside toe to toe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember saying, "Nah, Rich, these are the things that you have to go do." Like, don't that ain't no big secret. Because like in my house right now, there's boxing on in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go upstairs, boxing on in the background. My missus gets sick and tired of it. My son gets sick and tired of it. Wait there, Amari, you done your setup check? Okay. Every day my son's 10. Every day he does 15 minutes sit up straight.
Love that.
You know what I mean? And he's so when my son now can say like, oh, but daddy knows this guy, knows that guy. Now he can look on the Adonis looking. I don't know how you get your body. I don't know how you get down to the weight, Rich. You're gonna be a heavyweight, you know. You do realize
100%, man. Yeah. You know what? The good thing is I've got a decent nutritionist, and they keep a track of me, you know, on the weight. So we do it properly. And then when we come in the ring, like we're massive compared to these guys, you know. That's how it should be, to be fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're massive compared to these guys, but when you see a Cody jump in the ring, when after he's weighed in, he looks like he's a heavyweight, and really he is.
Yes.
He really is. And the ones that we're fighting against, they're like light heavyweights with a bit of muscle mass or cruiserweights, just standard cruiserweights. You know what I'm saying? That's why we can bully these guys physically.
Now that you've alluded or mentioned a Coley, is that a fight that you can see yourself having in the future, or in the near future?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think obviously what we wanted to do is get a world title and do unification and build up properly. So we walk away, both of us winning. Financially. You know what I'm saying?
Love that.
That's a big fight. Everybody knows we're going to be throwing our hands. There's going to be a lot of there's a lot on the line. There's glory, there's bragging rights. You know what I mean? He believes he's the best. I believe I'm the best, and it's a proper scrap. You know what I'm saying? It's a proper scrap, and it's bound to be a knockout. Somebody has to get knocked out.
Come on. And he's an East man as well, so
and he's an East boy.
Yeah, so we got to deal with that matter proper.
That's what I'm trying to say. South versus East. It'll be a mad thing. Everybody will come out for that, but it's a thing where we have to make sure that we are looked after.
Yes,
and you know what I mean. We have to
absolutely.
We're getting our what we deserve, isn't it?
As I've always said to you, Richard, the name of the game is being smart. Securing yourself and your family financially, not just being someone that's pleasing the fans before they please themselves. You understand? Because at the end of the day, when your career is over, you'll be forgotten about within 20 minutes.
Trust me. And this is what I want to say. If a fight did ever happen between you and Lawrence Okoli, would it be a battle of who makes the best obolende suya? Or who?
This guy's mad.
Or who has the best pepper sauce? Who has the best pepper soup? Because pepper soup is fire,
How the jam and egusi, bro.
Yes,
let me tell you this.
That's his taking that.
Can I just say? Go on.
I've got a picture of Tundi when he used to make pounded jam back in the day, and lick his 5 fingers.
Back in the day, what you stopped?
No, you don't know.
You don't know.
Tundi's posh at Waitrose. Tundi's over. Tundi's sold out, bro.
Don't look it. Me and Richard, we go third space sometimes, so we're popping in Waitrose afterwards. But when it comes down to it, we're down Old Kent Road, 805. Doing the thing.
Salute to 805. Come on.
What I was also gonna say, Rich, I'm on a personal note, I'm very proud of you because
thank you.
Coming from the same environment that we have come from, and actually being strong enough to mentally take yourself away from that thinking, not necessarily disconnecting yourself from the area or everything, because we all know the man that we still got about mentally taking yourself and representing South London, Albany Road man them, the estate man them, Wolf Road man them, in a way that you really have to be proud of. I heard your interview on Sky Sports prior to and even this morning, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart that you're repping and continue to keep doing what you're doing, because I say, you always tell me, you always say to me, Unks, we're following your thing, but as a young person, young people that come from your area, seeing you, it's inspiration for them, and it's inspiration for me. So not only are you inspiring the young, you're also inspiring the older, and I think that's what's more important than just putting on the gloves. It's the legacy you're gonna leave after you finish, and the legacy you're leaving now. So, Rich, bro, that's my little piece for you. Keep talking about the boxing. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm saying this, Rick.
as well.
I'm saying, like, I've seen the style evolved, but what I'm also seeing is, like, I'm seeing Angel Fernandez coming under a lot of stick, right?
Yeah.
And I saw in that fight yesterday where he told you to start applying to the body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that shot didn't look like nothing that floored Deoin Jumah. A lot of people were being very critical to think like, right, he swallowed it. And I'm trying to tell, man, because this is the thing, I'm gonna speak it. Dan Aziz said to me, because me and him speak regular, Dan told me, he goes, Unks, nobody punches harder than Richard. He said, not a Coley. He said, none of it. He said, oh my God, he punches on some different level. And I'm saying, I know when a man's doing all this little herky jerky and moving around and befuddling you and all the rest of it, just like you saw my prediction that I put out,
Yeah, I remember. I saw that. I was spot on.
Okay,
perfect
right?
prediction.
Spot on. Yeah, because there's man that say they watch boxing, but do they actually study it? And I'm looking at the attributes and I'm saying, you'll be able to do that herky jerky thing, but whereas I see the punching power that you got, it's only a matter of time that you cap. And one thing that I see is in the Chris Billam Smith fight, yeah, you show me that you got heart, because when you had to bite down to you, I remember that fight because you mash up your hand. You come afterwards there to wrap up your hands because your hand was so busted, right? Yeah. So when I see that, I'm saying, you know what? I heard the instructions when Angel said, "Go to the body now, start flicking to the body," and that's what you did. And as you flicked to the body and you threw that right into the body, it was military roll. So. There's enough times where everyone says, what spent you like to give Angels? I don't like to give him a stick. I'm very opinionated. Yeah. But when a man can read a fight, and that's what he did, he read the fight because he's saying, you weren't getting no success when you're trying to box with him, and he's a southpaw as well. And you made that slight adjustment where you shuffled your feet over, to the right. Usually when you do that, you're going to carry that with the left hook. You throw a right hand down to the body, and that was it.
That was it, yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So I got props Angel Fernandez for that, and I have to props you for administering what you have been told to do.
Yeah, you see with the southpaw, because their liver is faced towards us. And me as a good right-hand puncher, I throwed a good straight. So it was right there. And he didn't see that coming. So he hit right on the liver. You don't even need to hit too hard. You just need to plant it. And that's the most painful shot in boxing. There's nothing more painful than that shot.
Could you mentally feel him draining as the rounds went on?
Yeah, that's why I was patient. I don't know if you noticed, but I was very patient and I could see him. I could see his body language. I could see his eyes. I could tell he was going little by little. And one person always told me, Richard, believe in your jab. Even though I couldn't establish my jab as I would have against an orthodox fighter, I had to kind of pour it in this fight, but to line up my right. But in a normal fight, like sometimes I would think that the jab is not doing no work, but the jab is breaking people down. And next thing you hit a guy with a jab and he's on the ground, and you don't even know how, because it's just slowly breaking you down, busting you up. And I learned that even from being around Dillian White. Dillian White will be busting you up with a jab, and then he knocks you out. And that's the style now, you know what I mean? But with these fighters, it was just like, I just knew little by little, you can see him. He didn't have the bounce no more in the 6th, in the 7th. You can see he's slowing down. He was trying to move around, but it wasn't the same. It was just more like trying to get energy, trying to get oxygen.
Yes.
Man,
Jermaine,
now I was just like, I know when you're when you're fighting, I just know that there's more for you to do because you're still learning on the job, and you're relatively still a baby, even though you're 32 years young. You're relatively a baby simply because of the road, and like there's certain guys who've grown up in boxing since they've been a little child. They've grown up having like being religious, buying the boxing news on a Friday, waiting every month to get the boxing monthly and the Ring magazine and the KO magazine and those kind of things. Those days are done now. You know what I mean? So what it is now, there's a new age. So I would say to anyone, like I'm saying to any young man who wants to be inside this boxing thing, study the game. You know what I mean? And watch greats, because greats leave clues. Like when Tundi said, yeah, I'm in this training thing, I see Tundi take his money, go out and spend time with Freddie Roach. I think he spent like a month with Freddie Roach. You know what I mean? Went out, spent like 3 months in Floyd Mayweather's gym. Till all the youths then was coming to him asking for training. He's going Johnny Tacos. You know what I mean? Then he's working down at 50 Cent's gym. Then he's doing bits with Mike McCullum. Then he's going through all of these. So once you're around greats, even if they don't do nothing around you, they still leave clues. You know what I mean? And I'm a big advocate of that, because from when I was a youth, I would be constantly debating with Colin Hart. When I was a youth, Colin Hart did the Sun newspaper, the boxing on Sun newspaper every Friday without fail, and all the big fights he would cover till me and Colin's bona fide brethren, like so Jeff Powell. All of these men, all of the writers, I'll be around these guys. I want to hear the stories about boxing. You know what I mean?
Rich,
for you.
Can I ask you, Richard?
Talk to me,
I mean, when do you envisage yourself next getting in a ring, and how soon will you be back in the gym?
I'm back in the gym ASAP, like tomorrow.
Come on.
Like, I don't know. I don't understand how these fighters just, like, how can you call yourself a fighter? You know, you jump you're having a fight, then you just disappear for a couple weeks.
Madness.
Come back training, bro. That's not how we live. Like we
Bruv,
actually
when I came into boxing, I never forget. They always like, Tundi, you're training them too much. You're training them too much. I'm like, he said, you're training them like they're world champions. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, bro, ain't that the key? We ain't got nothing, fam. We need to work hard. And, it's a mindset that you
100%.
definitely need, and a mindset that inevitably has got you where you are today. And let me just shout out, you are an official global ambassador of Adidas along with AY. It was good to see you join the team, and bro, we're repping the Adidas again. And listen, man, every day the young kids from our environment, and I keep on saying it because I'm not ashamed to say it, have no excuses, because we've lived the life that they have lived, and you're representing. It's not everyone who's a global ambassador for Adidas. Tell us a little bit about that quickly, Rich, and how that came about.
So I think back in 2018 they had an eye on me. I was wearing a lot of Adidas, and they kind of saw me as a prospect. They wanted to sign a few athletes. I think about 2.
Do you know it was me? Do you know it was me that told them about you?
No, I didn't know. Wow.
Well, you know now.
Thank you. So yeah, it was like there was like around 10 people that they were looking at. They said I'm one of the 10, and that alone made me happy. I was like, I can't believe a brand like Adidas is just looking at me. Like, I just came in the game. I had one fight, you know what I mean, on the stage, and I just came through by the skin of my teeth, and they're interested. So, when they said I'm in the final, like 3 to be selected, I thought they wouldn't pick somebody like me. I didn't believe in it. I thought I wouldn't fit the look, or I thought maybe my past could hinder this deal from being made, but I was perfect for it. They loved the idea of reformation, of somebody changing their lives and trying to do good things. And yeah, I got the deal, man. I couldn't believe it. In fact, I got the deal during lockdown.
Yes.
So when everybody was kind of struggling,
yes, sir,
the contract come through. You know what I mean? The sign, I couldn't believe it. That was one of the happiest days of my life. That's the real.
And further to that, you're all doing catwalk thing now. I see man on Vogue magazine and all them things there. I'm like, bro,
I do the modeling thing.
I keep
as
telling
well now,
Spencer, The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. They're like the dark skinned brothers, fam. I tell you, with the cheekbones.
Hey, this guy, turn. We all knew when we were younger.
He's frozen. He's frozen.
Who's frozen? It's Richard's thing.
Yeah, Richard.
Because he's at the airport trying to do some smuggling thing, trying to get Nigerians in the country. That's no, I'm saying like, back to Richard. I'm saying Richard's story is amazing, you know.
Very amazing.
I mean, Richard's story is amazing. Richard died, you know. That's what people don't realize. Richard died. He got stabbed in the heart. The brother died. So everything that you're seeing right now, this is God's plan. What we're seeing right now, everything that we're seeing right now with Richard is God's plan. So for what I've seen, where you've come from, I remember the first time I ever met Richard, you know, was I was training a class down in Kennerton, and he was outside with one of his brethren, and your brethren gave me some caps, what them London something cap. I was wearing it yesterday. And Richard was there, yeah, man. Spencer's one of the OGs, you know. Spencer's one of the OGs, and like his brethren just gave me some caps. Said, yeah, man, this like he's the guy. Them times I was at that TV station, he said, yeah, he's the guy. From then, I've always been following Richard. From then, I've always been giving him encouragement. But like I give any of you encouragement, because you know this road it's not an easy road, and there's only a few men that get selected. So it's a good thing when we see Richard get that, and he's got that now, especially with a young embryo company like Boxer when it comes in terms of boxing, and your top bill. That's only a good thing, because you're going to bring in other youths to follow and do the same thing.
So, Rich, what's the actual company? I mean, it was Vogue that I saw you on it, wasn't it? We've lost sound.
We lost sound, brother. We lost sound. He's got all this cash. Rich, all you can tell him to Gary, jump him out, then jump him back in. Because that's what happens sometimes. Because he's doing it via his phone. He's doing the Zoom link via the phone. So sometimes that happens. So the fight is right.
You know, I've actually seen and heard tonight from a young man who's not only aspiring and on his way to being a world champion, but just showing you how modern day fighters can really just, you know, use their attributes to make extra income other than boxing. It ain't gone out of days where we're just relying solely on boxing, because you know that boxing's a hard road, and it's not always that you're going to be fighting. You only really make real money when you're in the big fights, and it's just great to see that you're able to earn a living doing other things, just being natural at the end of the day. But I wanted to know, what magazine it was on?
So Rich? what it was? I'm signed to a modeling agency called IMG. It's massive.
Yeah, I know IMG. They're big.
I didn't know about them, but they were messaging me and contacting my close people. I work with a person called Richard Moore, my commercial manager, and his wife is Ramla Ali. So he brought me in, and he was like, listen, I think there'll be a good opportunity for you and stuff like that. Signed with them. The first campaign I did was the global campaign for Deoin Jumah, and that was with a boxing campaign with 6 other boxers and models. So Ryan Garcia was also in there, and then after that I did a catwalk with Burberry, Ricardo Titsky, and that was massive. That was 1 of 40, and it was all over the place. Vogue, everywhere. I'm doing magazine stuff now. I'm getting a lot of interest from, you know, these big brands like Prada, Burberry, and all of that. So it's crazy, bro. And I just signed in November, so everything has just been like so fast.
Excellent. Well, you know, the focus always must be boxing.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure it is. But you know, listen, Rich, it's been absolute pleasure having you on the show. Again, congratulations on last night. We don't want to hold you up.
Yeah, because you're busy. But before you go, Rich, you know Rich can rap, you know.
We've seen the video, bro. We've seen the video.
Everybody that went viral. We're flipping.
Yeah, but Rich, but I knew for a long time, because I remember when he was telling me like, I said, what? what Pesta, because them times Pesta did about 4 years of
Pesta
fight.
was doing the rapping, didn't it?
Pesta was doing the rapping thing hard. He said, look, when I come on the mic, Pesta has to put down the mic. He can't chat when I'm.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, he said Pesta can't chat when I'm chatting. If you had like top 3 names that you would like to see this year, who are the guys that you'd like to see this year?
I like the sound of Golamarian, Arson.
Okay.
Good fight for me. There's Turchi, Fabio. I was supposed to fight him first. He's a more of a physical type of southpaw, but we would have knocked him out. Trust me. We had a good time for him. That's who we were preparing for first. And then after that, with 2 weeks or 3 weeks notice, they just said, Lawal's injured. Jumah is there. Like, do you want the Jumah fight? Oh, you're not going to fight until X, God knows what, a couple months later, we know the sport. We have to be active. So, we took that one. It's a bit more slicker, so we had to change tactics a little bit. But, I would love to see any of these guys, man. Who else? I think, I like these domestic fights as well, I don't mind. They're the ones they build profile as well. Like, I like them, and I fancy my chances against anybody,
So that's 2 names you called there. So what about Lawrence Okoli?
Lawrence Okoli, I think that could happen if I can get the world title. If I can get the world title.
When you get the world title?
Yeah. I mean, like, as in this year, we can do it early next year. If not, and it's a bit mad, we can still make it happen by the end of the year. No problem. It's just a discussion, bro. It's just a discussion.
Slowly is the fastest way to get to where you want to get. So just take your time, brother.
100%.
Young brother. Don't be
100%.
rushed into nothing. Take your time, strategize your career. Because it's a 10-year. You're not in this for long. Boxing, in my opinion, is not a kamikaze thing. It ain't no kamikaze assault. Yeah, let me just rush to be a world champion. You want to be a world champion and you want to keep it. You don't want to just be 100%. A one-fight world champion, and so there is a lot to learn. Remember, we don't really have that amateur, you in particular, that stellar amateur pedigree.
Background. 100%.
And so you're learning under the cameras, very much like Anthony Yard. And so you just got to take your time. And I'm sure that you will reach your destination, brother. So thank you again for coming on, Rich. It's been a real pleasure.
Love and respect, man. Always.
Rich, respect, my brother. Yeah, I mean, you're just empowering my black book every second, every minute, every hour. But yeah, just continue doing, continue studying, and continue listening to David Allen, The Power of I Am. That's all I'm saying.
That's, bro, come on, man. That's on my books every flipping day, man. Every day.
Come on.
I still got that video that you sent me on IG.
Come on, man.
Breaking that down. That's life.
Come on.
Life.
Yes.
Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the midnight train, Richard Riakporhe. Thank you.
Big up, Rich. Thank you very much for blessing the show, man.
Have a nice evening. We'll catch up soon.
Love, brother.
Definitely. Big up, Rich. Big